Post War II. Witness of vengeance drug me. In old age I no longer wish to see the darkening of my imagination in every night's reliving flashes of war, before the infirmary of lost faces that fill the space of my gadgets as bullets between concrete grazing men and fallen corpses. This is my mental affliction, and I can't stand the illness of this contraption as it drives me into the point of dementia. Mad is the perception of that tolerates the solace as I watch the citizens now walking streets from my wheelchair, seated at the throne of ominous beyond the death voyage road. My own soul longs to live there. For in nightmares I see resurrected Nazi soldiers stammering their own eyes out, bayonets lunging towards me, and the pulsating heart of my fiber is on fire. The optics of my beating chest before the wings of the obsidian gas mask and the crimson tide of angels, doing their best to fend off the fear of my intoxication in the lonely dark that is my isolated memory, as I melt away in the realization that I am still alive. But we're all the same. The enemies on both sides of the line are blurred, and long ago this strange affliction was lost in my imagination because the post-war semantics of the propaganda that goad themselves loud over my soul were nothing but verbatim, practiced over and over against the cartridges of brass gods that say bullets should always be fired, lest you die in the last night of the world's fire. I missed the stroke of my last cigarette to invest time in the memories of my regrets in moments so solemn that they feel like I'm stolen, and my own apocalypse was twice won over by wars that I lived through and served my dreams in lucid waking before my eyes. The Shogun of Babylon lingers in my nightlife as I spend my time in the battlefields named killing, and the burden of the people's cross is an intelligent cause that I am lingered now over too much self, an old recognition that I'm no drone. I could never kill civilians and bear witness to a white badge of peace in the surveillance of that scar that's dropping itself over innocent lives because it's too far away. So many borders between, and no bomb shelters for the children whose scars are not transparent, an ethereal projectile that will never witness being fired by the press of a button that's justified by security. We pacify our youth into apathetic legions that will never testify to anything but comfort and ignorance. Their allegiance is to celebrityism and sex over the war. In a world gone mad, with soldiers touching other soldiers, their sisters violated, rape blame them over and over until their silent call is a tragedy on an overdose sedative. And their PTSD is a marked grave of their conscience. There is no fit in this world today because morality is dead, and the monarch of chivalry once nature built and enslaved us by the recommendation of culture, whose plea I am now witness to. And yet each night I wake in dreams, trapped by the projectiles that stream themselves over my shoulders rattle off my helmet once again as I am slipping in and out of the pulsating heart's beat of wings like angels whose obsidian feathers are touching gas-masked soldiers named Nazis, stained crimson with shades of a morning dawn that's tide is intoxicated by red. A sea of death, and I'm standing on the brink, alone in space, in a galaxy I wish was far, far away. If there is a heaven, and I remember this earth, I don't want to be there someday, because the tide of the ocean's swell of lost conscience to the oblivion of napalm fire infused sand in the mirror that I recollect every second of regret from the past that I pulled the trigger at someone else, another life that I might have taken, but I didn't get time to dog tag check if it was my bullet, my finger, my single-digit fist that I now raise against the system that bleeds itself over comfortable bliss. I'm just an old man on a steel throne sitting before Lord Ominous, contorting myself over in a little of every moment. I am lost in regret. Darken my imagination, drug me in old age, sit me before the flashes of war's infirmary, where I'll lose myself to a bullet, and I'll take my life in loss and loneliness.